All right, Kate, so yesterday we were talking about bidets, which I feel like we're good to do once a year maybe. And you had mentioned a truck stop that you had gone, like, north of us, basically. It's like, north of St. Joe, somewhere on I-29, there's a truck stop that has bidets.
Yes.
And you thought maybe it was in Iowa, but weren't quite sure. Now, I guess there's probably, there's a chance that more than one truck stop has bidets, right?
Right.
So I want to let you know that we got some feedback from a listener, Rhonda, who writes in, the truck stop, it's Brothers Sap, and it's at the Nebraska City exit. They're the ones that have the bidets. And
Nebraska City is way over there, though. Nebraska City's not on I-29, right?
I don't know. I'm not familiar enough. I try to avoid going north of St. Joe. I start getting scared.
Okay. Well, I appreciate... Gosh. I love it, though. Sap Brothers. Okay.
Right. So I followed up. I sent her a message. I sent Rhonda a message back. I go, thanks. Have you given them a test drive? And her response, only by accident.
Oh, gosh.
And it scared the crap out of me.
Whoops.
LOL.
Pun intended.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure if she knew about that pun or not, but thanks, Rhonda. So we know now that Sap Brothers in Nebraska City exit is where you want to hit up if you want to give a bidet a test drive, a test sit, whatever.
There you go.
If you, listener, have any other additional locations where you think we might be able to get a bidet, let us know. Matt and Kate Facebook. Find us on Facebook. It's free in your Facebook. Oh, and the Matt and Kate podcast. Speaking of free stuff, free in your podcast player of choice and also at KJ1055.com. Right, Kate?
Speaking of free stuff, I love that.
That's right. We're all about making it rain-free things.
Ooh.
And $50 too. We've been doing that too with the KJ code word. So making it rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to say that we've had some really nice listeners, like when we call to say, hey, you won $50. But nobody's been like, hey, let's go get dinner. Let's hang out with that $50.
You're wanting someone to spend their prize money on us?
Or even offer to like go out with us. And like maybe we'd surprise them and be like, hey, you already won $50. Let's get the first round.
We would get the first round, you and I?
Like pay for the first round, yeah.
Oh, that's very generous of... you're going to be the one paying, right? But I still get some of the credit?
Of course.
Oh, thanks, Kate. That's great.
Yeah.
I would buy a drink for a listener,
Right?
Yeah. If you bust me out and about, come up to me and go, hey, you owe me a drink. And I'm...
Come up to me. That almost sounded like, come at me.
Yeah, you're right. Come at me. I'll fight you for it. If you win, I'll buy you the drink.
I got your drink.
Right here.
Right here. Funny.
And then point to the crotch.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
Yeah. That escalated.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. It's Friday. We're a little bit loose today.
Okay.
It's a good enough excuse, right?
I guess.
Okay. Thanks. So, Kate, daylight saving time this weekend, bonus hour of weekend.
Fall backwards.
Do you know what you're going to do with that extra hour, Kate? What will you do?
What would I like to do with it?
Yeah.
What's more than likely going to happen with it?
I think the listener would like to know both those things, yeah.
What I would like to do with it is probably more horizontal time on my couch with my eyes closed. What's probably going to happen is more sitting on the couch folding laundry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
Oh, doing laundry with the extra hour is a wah-wah.
Yep.
Damn it. So set your clock back an hour. What you do is, because the clock changes at, what time, Kate? 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m.? Or is it 3 a.m. becomes 2 a.m.? Do you remember?
I'm not sure. I always thought it was just midnight. No?
No, it actually is like 2 or 3 a.m. It becomes...
Oh.
It must be 2 a.m. because you had mentioned before about getting that extra hour of drinking for daylight saving time.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
So if bars close at 2...
Yeah, at the bars.
Then fall back to 1. I think that's right. I think that's when the time changes. So what you do is you set an alarm to wake up at 1:59 a.m. and then set all your clocks back. Or
set them back.
Or let them set themselves back. I think my car radio is the only thing I need to manually set the clock back on, especially since I turned off the clock features on my microwave and oven. I was like, I don't need to see a clock in here. Get out of here.
Which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like twice a year we set this thing. Oh, here's an off button. I don't even have to see the clock at all. That's great. Now we have in the news area, because you and I talked ahead of Halloween, that you had mentioned, like, yeah, it used to be that it happened before Halloween. And we had this discussion, and it's like, turns out it's been going on for how long now? A dozen years or something like that?
Yeah, like 2007?
It was a while back, yeah, that they switched it from before Halloween to after Halloween. Give that extra hour of daylight to the trick-or-treaters. Well, we have an atomic clock. It's near the news team, and it's one with the second hand and all that stuff, right?
What makes it is that a real name, atomic clock?
Yeah, because they sync up with like the atomic clock that's in like Colorado or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets...
Not in Greenwich?
No, for Greenwich Mean Time or whatever. Maybe in other countries it's different, but the clocks all sync up with... And I think it's in Colorado, the atomic clock. And so, why is it called atomic? I suppose I could look that up. But
well, I bet you it's a place in Colorado Springs that if Washington, D.C. blows up, then that's the new United States Capitol.
I like that theory.
It's on the side of the mountain. Like, there's all sorts of security features there, and they also have a zoo on the same side of the mountain, or on the same mountain.
And you're just making all this up, yes?
I'm not. No. NORAD? Is that what it's called?
NORAD is what detects like incoming missiles or whatever.
Right. Okay. So there's this mountain in Colorado Springs that is essentially like this security base that if something ever happens to Washington, D.C., that's the new capital because of all the security features. So the atomic clock would make me think that that's why it's in Colorado. Maybe the same place.
Fiber optic links between experimental optical clocks also exist between the American NIST lab and its partner lab, both in Boulder, Colorado.
Not Boulder. Never mind.
That's the only mention of Colorado in the Wikipedia article for atomic clock. The idea of using atomic transitions to measure time was suggested by Lord Kelvin in 1879. So that predates the invention of the atomic bomb. Learning lots today. So anyway, back to the atomic clock we have. So
yeah,
it's already set an hour back because it was told by the atomic clock to go back an hour because it must predate the date in which they changed that. So basically all week, it's been 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, for example. Very bizarre.
How bizarre?
Because I guess the atomic clock... Yeah, I guess basically the atomic clock... the idea is that it just always keeps it on time, so that if it's 8:01 and 01 seconds, that's going to sync up. And then our cell phones too, right? Sync up so that they're all the same time. But yeah, for the news team, it's been, or at least I think they're probably smart enough to figure it out. But for the news team, yeah, it's been an hour earlier all week.
They've already fallen back.
Yeah.
As long as Brent Martin's just not like, I can't get up, He
wouldn't be able to get up because, he oversleeps.
No, help, I've fallen. I can't get up.
Yeah, wait until the spring, though, right? Because that's when it goes forward, so he might be fooled. There he is at home, trimming his beard. I think he's got all this time. Or I guess that would make sense because at home, his clock might work. There he is in the news area, trimming his beard. I got all kinds of time before the newscast. And then you hear that news sounder or whatever. And he's not there because he's too busy trimming his beard. Come on.
Which makes it sound like his beard is like wild and out of control. Like Rip Van Winkle.
Oh. Did you ever watch Kids in the Hall? Did you ever watch that show?
No, I was aware of it, but I never watched it.
Okay, I mentioned it because one of their bits, this guy's got a nose hair trimmer. and he's constantly addressing his nose hairs, right? He's just constantly, he's like, okay, this is weird. And then he gets on a plane and he realizes he left his nose hair trimmer at home. And so he ends up growing these two long, foot-long columns of nose hair coming out of his face, right?
My.
And then he fashions it into a beard because he's got this business meeting and he would look ridiculous showing up with two giant cones of hair coming out of his nose. Fashions it into a beard and then sneezes. And then the nose hairs are all almost like ponytails coming out of his face, out of his nose. That was a great show. Quality TV.
Quality.
Yeah. It's coming back, by the way, to Amazon Prime Video. It's the one thing that has got me interested in Amazon Prime, believe it or not.
How many seasons were Kids in the Hall?
4 or 5, I think.
Oh, wow.
So this is 6 Canadian sketch artists. It was actually produced by Lorne Michaels of SNL fame. Mm-hmm. And then it's been off the air since early 90s, mid 90s. I remember seeing it on Comedy Central back in the day. But.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on Comedy Central too.
Oh, so you did see some of it.
Like knowing of its awareness.
Oh.
Or knowing its existence. Yeah,
gotcha,
I never watched.
Gotcha.
I think I tried to watch an episode or two and I didn't come back for more.
Okay. Guess more up my alley. I guess we won't be watching this show together.
I could give you my Prime password so that you could watch it.
Maybe password sharing here like we did. But couldn't I just start ordering things also with your account?
Absolutely not.
Could order that $9,000 toilet that we were talking about yesterday.
Right?
Yeah, with the light show and the music and the seated heat and seated floor in front of your toilet.
Yeah, I have a feeling Amazon would be like, girl, this is more than you can spend.
It has its own fraud detection service. This is about $8,500 more than anything you've ever bought from us. Are you okay?
Correct.
You okay in there?
Did you make this purchase? Matt, they're bringing back Joe Millionaire. Remember we were talking about that not too long ago?
Yes, I just saw that. Yeah.
Okay, Joe Millionaire got in on the reality dating really about the same time the first Bachelor episode or the season. They were almost competing with each other, The Bachelor and Joe Millionaire, where one guy was posing to be a millionaire with 30 women, and he was going to try to weed out the one who loved him the most and then tell her he's not a millionaire.
Right. It's a blue collar worker. Yeah.
He was a blue collar. Yeah. I want to say construction or something.
Yeah, that's right.
So Fox is bringing back Joe Millionaire, but this time it's going to have 2 single males, and women will have to decide which one is the real millionaire and which one is not.
Right, because after the first season of Joe Millionaire, it's the word's out on this if we do another $1 million dude. So they shipped in a bunch of Europeans. You remember that? They shipped in a bunch of European women to do the show because they would be less likely to be aware of it.
Well, I did know that they did it. The first season was in a castle in Europe somewhere, and they made it sound like this is his castle. And
okay, yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And so season 2 just tanked. Did not do well in the ratings. But this new version, it's basically a totally different reality show, but with the same name.
Right.
You're trying to spot the millionaire instead of being fooled. Because the original idea was you would fall for this guy, and then it turns out he doesn't have millions of dollars, but you love him. And so you stay together and live in a modest house instead of a mansion. Or instead of a castle. Yeah.
Right.
So you excited for it?
I mean, is it kind of like your F-Boy Island? You're trying to pick out which one's the millionaire and which one, the women at least know that one of the guys is not rich. So
that's a good point. Yeah. Instead of having a cast of 20 dudes or whatever it was, though, you just have a cast of 2 that you got to figure out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What would you think you would ask to try to figure out who the true millionaire was, Kate?
Oh.
Ask about caviar or something like that?
Oh.
Sports cars, Lamborghini.
And this is not at all universal, but the first thing I thought of was manners. You would have to pay attention to manners and how they acted like during a meal. But I don't think that that's like that anymore. As far as like using the right fork or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. The etiquette.
Yeah,
basically.
Thank you. That's the word I couldn't think of. Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't know why that popped in my head first, but what are some of the questions? Yeah, what do you drive?
He's using that salad fork on that steak.
See the way he's holding his knife?
Yep.
Yeah.
Stabbing the meat.
Right. Maybe like hobbies.
That could, hobbies.
Yeah.
I do polo. It's the kind of polo where you're on a horse. Isn't that a thing? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you detect the millionaire? Joe Millionaire.
Yeah.
Coming back to Fox.
I go whale watching every spring.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think the recreational activities might give it away. Which bank do you use? One in Sweden? I don't know.
One in the Caymans?
Yeah. I don't know. Could be interesting. Joe Millionaire headed back to Fox. Do you remember when?
It debuts in January.
In January, here it comes. 19 years after the original. All right, Kate, the new Adele album is out 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
You excited?
I am.
Are you going to get the vinyl?
I am not.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. So I think it was a couple weeks back, you and I talked about how it's interesting because Taylor Swift releases an album, but they've got delays on pressing the vinyls, so the vinyl didn't come out until a couple months later. And then Taylor Swift, as a result, was able to get a number one album a second time. And same thing happened with Olivia Rodrigo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this time around, a story from Variety, Adele's 30 sends vinyl pressing plants into overdrive. And it says here that she would have had to submit, they're feeling pretty confident that this album's been done for 6 months so that they could get enough vinyl out there. Isn't that nutty?
Well, yeah, why? I don't understand the whole vinyl thing. Why wouldn't it be just album sales?
Well, they want to sell maximum vinyl for the holidays and stuff, presents, whatever. No?
Yeah, but what I guess I'm not understanding is why is a vinyl a number one selling album when it's the same album as like the digital? Why wouldn't it just be a number one selling album?
Well, this isn't about the number of albums sold. It's the number of vinyls sold, which can be sold at a premium. It's just about getting cash. It would still factor into the charts. I mean, they would still count as the same sales, overall. Yeah. The number of albums sold. Remember, right?
Right. I don't know.
Sony music sources tell Variety that more than 500,000 vinyl copies of 30 have been manufactured in the months leading up to the album's release. With the company pushing catalog titles off its overseas pressing plants to ensure there won't be any shortage of Adele LPs going into the holidays, Kate?
Yeah, we can't have that. Can't have that.
Yeah, I feel like you're being sarcastic.
A little bit. Yeah.
Just because you don't get it? You don't get the whole vinyl fascination?
I don't. Yeah.
People want a thing. They want a thing, Right?
Instead of
a physical thing.
The digital.
Instead of a digital album, that's like an NFT. Remember the non-fungible token?
Right.
Remember that? But it's not even quite one of those. So it's like I have a physical thing now, and I can put this Adele on the record player. And Adele has that kind of old-timey kind of sound. Doesn't she sound like an artist from decades ago, potentially?
She does. Yes.
And so you put Adele on the vinyl. It's probably a little bit more of an experience than putting the Olivia Rodrigo album or something on there. I don't know. But vinyl. The new Adele album out in 2 weeks.
Don't forget her Oprah special, November 14th on CBS. One night only, is that what it's called?
It's a one-night event. Yep. 2-hour deal, I think, with performances and Oprah getting her to spill her guts.
In the Rose Garden.
In Oprah's Rose Garden, yep. We think maybe the fragrance of Oprah's Rose Garden is enough to convince the various different stars, whether they're royalty or music royalty in this case with Adele. Watch out for Oprah's roses. They'll get you. Thorns or not.
You'll be spilling your guts.
Yep. Spilling your guts all over the place.
It's primetime TV right there.
Yep. Ed Sheeran's going to be on SNL tomorrow night.
Yes, he is A-OK and out of quarantine and feeling good and Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, because initially, I think he had announced that he was in quarantine because he had COVID-19, I think like a week ago, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of worry. You know, it's like, uh-oh, is he going to be able to be okay in time to do SNL? And turns out, yes, going to be okay.
Turns out, he'll be live from New York.
There you go, Saturday night. With Kieran Culkin as the host.
Yes.
Kieran, who is in Succession, great TV show. But Kieran, who is also in Home Alone.
Fuller, lay off the Pepsi.
Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Yeah, he's Fuller.
And you can see it. You can kind of see it in their eyes. They've got that similar kind of sleepy eyes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, should be a good show. SNL tomorrow night. He's really funny on that Succession show, which is not a comedy. Yeah. I think it's good when you can be a funny character on a drama, you know?
On a drama, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Matt, there's this woman who got asked out by a man who bumped into her while walking her dog. Okay, so when I just tell you that, what do you think happened?
Oh, she was looking at her phone and ran into the dude. Like, literally ran into him, right?
Okay.
Is that right?
Kind of like a rom-com move, and then they start talking, and oh my gosh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. And hey, do you want to have coffee?
Yeah, she drops the phone. She drops the phone, and they pick it up at the same time. They both squat down to pick it up. Yeah.
And they look into each other's eyes and go, hi, hey. Okay, that would make sense, right? That kind of sounds like, from the information I gave you, that's a good guess at what happened.
Okay.
But what happened was she was walking her dog, and the guy says, oh my gosh, your dog is so cute. Can I take a picture? She's like, okay, I guess. Takes a picture of the dog. They go on their merry way. Okay?
All right.
Fast forward a couple of hours, and she gets a text from the guy on the walk.
Ooh, spooky.
How did he get her phone number?
How did he get her phone number? Oh, he took a picture of the dog, and the dog tag was in the photo.
Yep.
Boom.
So he tells her, I know this is weird, but I thought you were really pretty, and I'd like to take you out for coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? Is this like a Hallmark movie where it's like, ooh, bold, romantic, happily ever after, or creeper block?
Creepy, yeah. Yep.
You're not saying that would be a move you'd pull out?
No, that's messed up. No way.
Very messed up, right?
Yeah, it's a totally creepy. I can actually picture various dudes that I've known over the course of my life. And I'm seeing them in my head right now being this blank bag. Fill in the blank. Yeah.
So this guy took a picture of her dog to get her phone number.
Mm-hmm.
But how did he not notice the ring on her left hand?
Oh.
Yeah. Because guess what? She's married.
Maybe he didn't know that's how that works.
True.
Maybe he thought it was her right hand because he was looking at her from the wrong direction. I don't know.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, but
okay. But yeah, maybe he just didn't know. Maybe he just didn't know. I remember...
You don't think so? You don't think that's a universal thing, like a ring on the left hand is taken?
Taken.
Can't sit here.
I bet you a lot of people don't know that. Yeah. Especially people that haven't been married. So I remember a long time ago, decades ago, someone pointed out, like, left hand lose, right? It's like left hand lose them. Go on. And you can also look at your hands and see if you make an L with your left hand, that's where the ring would be on that you need to lose your pursuit of this person, basically. So I think there are people that don't know this, younger people maybe. How old was this guy? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Nope, it's not in the article. But I feel like it's, especially in the dating world, people know. Because I remember before I met Monty, like that's all I would do is look at dudes' left hands.
Right.
Especially at the grocery store.
Scoping.
Like, hey, no.
Would you hit on dudes at the grocery store hoping that would lead to a date?
No, I wouldn't hit on dudes, but I might like make eye contact. Like, hey, how's it going?
And then
just getting some half and half, are you?
And then what are you hoping that might lead to? Them asking you out?
No, you never know where you're going to meet someone. And
right. Mm-hmm.
I think like a lot of times people say we met at a bar, and I was like, no, I don't know if I really want that, story.
You don't want that story? Yeah, grocery store.
Wouldn't that be funny if I met someone at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Reach for the same gallon tub of sour cream and...
Gallon tub. Damn. Yeah, I guess if you both are into buying sour cream a gallon at a time, probably is the one.
Well, I had roommates. It was a community tub.
Tub.
But still, like so I was looking at left hands a lot.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're not looking at hands, you're right, though. I mean, once again, I think if you're a young guy, you might not know that. But you might just think, I don't know. I'll give up.
Yeah, super creepy, though.
So this woman leaked this to somebody or something, told somebody about it and went social media or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
TikTok, the story or something like that. Gotcha.
Something. Yeah.
Something.
It's out there. We're talking about it. That guy's super creepy. Don't do that move.
Yeah, have you heard any other creepy ways to get someone's phone number? Does this sound familiar to you? I feel like there was a story. Oh, yeah, I remember hearing this story once where it's like a workout facility and there was a sign-in sheet, And so this girl goes out to the parking lot and the dude yells out her name and she's like, yes. And then he tried to be smooth with her after that because he's gotten her name right off the sign-in sheet.
Oh.
And then he grabbed her phone and texted himself or vice versa. I forget. But yeah, there's plenty of creepy ways to get a phone number. But if you're doing that, you might just want to reevaluate your overall general personality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know that's tough news to hear.
Right.
That you should reevaluate everything that you've done and are. But yeah, probably do that.
I don't think there's any romantic comedies about creepers who get the girl. So.
Now, I remember back in... Yeah, good point. I remember back in college at KU, there was a directory of students. Did you have one of those at your school?
My school is so small, Matt. We had a piece of paper for all the students who lived on campus.
And did they have their phone numbers on there?
It was their room phone number.
Yeah, right. Their room phone. Because we were in college before cell phones were invented.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not invented, for God's sakes, Matt. We weren't in the Dust Bowl.
Right.
They weren't as accessible, or not everybody had one.
Not everybody had one, right. But for sure you had one that came with your dorm room or something like that.
We had a landline.
Or you had limited minutes. You had limited minutes that you didn't want to spend. You would use your landline instead. Oh, yep. And you couldn't even send each other emoji over the landline. It's like, what kind of barbarism is this?
No, but there's more prank calls, I feel like, with the landline. In the dorms, especially.
Yeah.
Because there was no, caller ID and...
Yeah, right.
You could really mess with people.
But now, less so. Now the calls that you get on your phone are... I don't know, I kind of wish they were crank calls from somebody instead of... robots calling me.
Hey, your car's warranty.
Yeah, right. My car warranty or, hey, you've won $10,000. All you got to do is send us iTunes gift cards, right, Kate?
Right. Apple gift cards, iTunes cards, yeah.
Do you have any updates on that, by the way? Any updates from your...
No.
For anyone who missed it earlier this week, somebody tried to scam Kate. They tried to appear as someone that she does know, someone who's in her contact list, emailed her, and then she figured out real quick that it was a scam, and so she decided to string this person along. And we kind of came to the conclusion there's probably a dude behind it, but
I do.
So at last check, like the way you left it was what?
I just said, call me, and they didn't call me.
And they finally gave up on you.
Yeah.
After you'd wasted 2 hours of their time or something?
No, at least 24 hours. At least all day.
You think you wasted 24 hours of their time?
I mean, I strung them along that far. Like, it started on Halloween night, and it went all day.
Gotcha.
The next day, even into like 9 o'clock at night.
It's so funny.
Yeah. So I would say at least 24 hours. But I'm kind of tempted just to like text and be like, okay, why do you really need the Apple Card? Is there something else I can help you with? Because I get it, you're trying to scam, but can I help you with something? Like, I'm not talking about like Venmoing them money or anything, but you know.
Right. Connecting them with a professional.
Yes. Not that I'm going to like change their life or be like, oh man, I did some terrible things thanks to this random woman in the Midwest that I'm going to change my life around. But, you know, part of me is like, why do you really need this Apple Card? How about I get you a McDonald's card instead?
There you go. I mean, you could still sell a McDonald's gift card.
That's my love language. Let me feed you.
Right. So, I mean, that's like saying, oh, instead of giving money to some homeless person on the side of the road because you're worried what they're going to buy, you get them Wendy's or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because you've done that before, right? That move?
Yeah.
But when it's an internet scammer, a little bit different priorities there. They could still turn around and sell those gift cards online.
Right.
So that's my guess, is what they were like, okay, pony up a bunch of gift cards, and then they just turn around and sell them or something. I don't know.
Instead of let's go get a new phone.
Maybe. I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Go get a inbox iPhone and sell that instead. That'd be a better way to launder it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. So it's over. It seems like, but
I know.
Are you think you're done in this pursuit of the scammer?
I mean, I feel like it's been a couple of days. If I just randomly started texting or FaceTime them,
yeah,
I don't know that they'll find it.
Do you ever worry? Do you ever worry that they're like, oh, we got a live one, and then they distribute? They're like, oh yeah, this one will get on the hook. Although I guess they could say, no, don't bother. She figures it out and then messes with you and wastes hours of your time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tell your friends she's a smart one. Yeah.
Right. The number does belong to a person that exists, but she'll mess with you real good.
Real good.